All right, MI40 Nation, we're back with champion Brandon Crow. We're going to demonstrate primer style workouts for back. We're going to pick one exercise, and the cool thing about this type of training is it applies to every exercise you're going to do, whether it be for back or any body part for that matter. All of these are called the 6 essentials of exercise, and we're going to teach you how to use your muscle that we're trying to work, as opposed to most people get caught up in trying to move weight and they're worried about how much load they're moving. We're going to teach you guys how to contract your muscle through its entire contractile range. So Brandon's going to demonstrate a one-arm dumbbell row, applying the principles of the 6 essentials of exercise, which you guys will find in the MI40 programs. So what I want you to do before we even start, Brandon, drop that weight. I want you to move this leg back out a little bit. That's a little too much, right about there. Good, so what we're trying to do here is we're trying to create equal weight distribution between this leg and this arm. So Brandon's got really nothing on this leg. So I want you to be able to like shove that leg, bend it a little bit. I want you to be able to shove that leg in the ground. So what we're doing here is we're trying to create leverage with this leg so we can shove into the ground. Now we're going to shift this body weight forward and out. Why do we do that? Because now all the weight that he's going to lift with that dumbbell has to be supported by this, as opposed to him sitting back here and having all his weight supported by his hips. So we're going to shift it forward and out. That's body position. That's not even part of this video. So Brandon's going to grab that weight in a fully lengthened position. The reason we have this leg forward is because it's going to prevent any type of rotation. So he's in a fully lengthened position, his lat is lengthened. The first thing we're going to do is contract the working muscle first. How do we do that? Brandon does what's called depression. So he actually pushes his shoulder down, and you guys, if you had your hand here, you could feel his lower lat contract. He's going to then retract his shoulder and pull his elbow back. While his chest is trying to push that way, he's trying to get his elbow and his shoulder back as far as possible. Then we're going to let it out with the tension on the lat. Good. Engage the working muscle first. Maintain continuous tension. And hold. Good. All the way to the bottom with a big stretch. We're going to let it go all the way. Pause so we know we're not using inertia. Contract here. Good. So we're pausing at the top, we're pausing at the bottom. We're using a maximum 60% of our maximum load. Good. Awesome. You didn't even see that stuff contract before he moves. Hold. Good. So we're looking for about a 3-second contraction to know we're working the muscle. So you can actually turn everything else off, put the tension where you want it. Contract here and pull. Notice how Brandon isn't moving his body, nothing else is changing. He's using this leg to drive through the ground. That's enough, Brandon, I don't want to hurt you. Brandon's obviously a really strong guy and he can do those exercises really well, so it's a great demo model. Most people train back and they have no idea what's contracting. Most of it's a lot of this kind of stuff where the elbow's moving. So what we're looking for here is a full extension of the shoulder girdle, so the protraction of the scapula. That's called protraction versus retraction. So we start protracted so we know our lat is lengthened, retract, and we row. There can be a slight rotation of the body, but it's not massive. So the abs are engaged, and there's our movement. So that's the same thing happens across every exercise for back, whether it be a pull down, a dumbbell row, a barbell row, really anything, the same principles apply. So maximum stretch, retract, pull, hold, and engage. One thing we don't want to do on a lot of back exercises is allow extraneous movement from the torso. So you see, this isn't a great exercise to demonstrate that, but anybody you see doing reverse grip pull downs or bent rows, there's a lot of kind of movement at the torso. So if you guys can imagine, if I was doing a row and all of a sudden I did this, it completely changes the plane of movement. If I'm trying to row from here, I'm trying to maintain a horizontal plane of movement to keep tension on my lat versus this, which now puts everything up here. So the line of force is my arm, so now the tension is going through my trap. So I'm leaning back and I'm rowing here, which is what everybody does in the gym and why everybody has poor back development. So I really highly recommend you keep your abs engaged so you keep the tension where it's supposed to be at the beginning of the exercise. So that's it. Primer style exercises for back, MI40 style. Ben Pakulski, Brandon Crow. See you tomorrow.